Hello, it's Automation Coach, and in this video we're looking at the problem of how do you get perfect replies from ChatGPT. The answer is iterative prompting, or to say it more simply, editing the replies that you get from ChatGPT to shape it into the perfect answer. We call this iterative prompting. What is it? Well, it's when you get a reply from ChatGPT, you then edit it to get relevance, and it's worth a lot of money because it can save you a lot of time. I estimate that it saves me about 4 hours per month, and at just a value of $30 per hour, that's worth over $1,000 per year. And as I've discussed in a previous video about leveraging context, once you've edited a reply to get it exactly how you want it, you can then use that same chat thread and leverage the context within it to get perfect replies every single time, saving you even more time per month and therefore value. So how does it work? I'm going to show you two different ways in this video. First, you give ChatGPT your prompt or the task, and I've talked in another video about frame, a structured approach to prompting to get a really good reply. After you've given the prompt, there are two things you can do which we'll look at in this video. The first is the simplest, which is to reply asking for an edit, or the second approach is to edit your original prompt. I'll show you how to do that. There are two other methods which we won't look at in this video. The first being to use something called 4.0 Canvas, but this is only available on the Pro model. We'll come back to that. And the final method is to try a different model, which we'll come back to in a different video. So today we're going to look at these two approaches, and once you've done that, you can get the perfect response and then use that perfect response every single time to leverage the context into getting ChatGPT to do all your work for you. So let's do an example. Here I am on ChatGPT, and if you followed my previous videos, we have already told ChatGPT a bit about us. It understands some of our context. You can do that by customizing ChatGPT, and I've got a whole video and blueprint you can follow to do that. Now, I specialize in teaching AI courses to people in sales, marketing, and HR. So a task I might ask is to write me a sales email selling my online course. A very simple prompt that does not follow the frame guideline that I'd previously shown, because sometimes you can be quite lazy on ChatGPT and you just do a basic prompts like that and you'll get a basic reply. But because we've given context, the reply is okay. It already knows that I'm talking about my AI automation coach, and it's written this email template, which does include some things I actually teach. For example, master tools like make.com, Google Sheets, and more. Position yourself as an indispensable expert in AI-driven efficiency. The value is to automate repetitive tasks, etc. So it's an okay email, but it's not quite what I want. And I don't want you to give up on ChatGPT. Instead, we now want to reply to this message and edit it to exactly how we want it so that we can use it more often. So the first way you can do it, iterative prompting, is simply to reply. For example, make this shorter and more casual. So you can reply to the message you receive. ChatGPT takes the conversation history as context. It understands what you're talking about, and it will now give me another email that's a bit shorter. And we can continue. For example, get rid of the enroll here link, talk more about tutorial videos. So it's changing it some more, getting it more exactly how I like it. And now I'm going to do a final edit, which is position this email towards people in HR. So it's changed the subject line, and you can see it's now editing it towards people who work in HR, making it more relevant for them. And you can go back and forth like this until it's absolutely perfect, adding your personality, little jokes, whatever you want. And it doesn't have to be an email, it can be any task. Now the value comes from once you've edited it, in that you can then reuse this chat thread every single time and it will do it perfectly. So now that I've got it, let's say this is perfect and I'm happy with it for HR, I can come back to it another day and just say, now write me an email towards people in marketing. Interesting thing just happened here. ChatGPT sometimes does it. It gives you two different options to choose from, and you can read which one you like and go for it. I can't actually see much difference between them in this option, so I'm just going to say I prefer this response. But here you can see it has adjusted it to marketing, and it saved me time. I didn't have to go through the iterative process every single time. So once I had given my prompt, replied asking for an edit, perfected a response, I can now leverage that context every single time, saving me a lot of time. So just by way of final example, now do this for people in sales. Once you've edited your reply to get it perfectly, you can keep using this thread and it will give you the response most relevant to you based on all your feedback and edits every single time. Now I'm going to show you the second way of iterative prompting. So the first way was replying to ask for an edit. Now we're going to do it again, but this time we're going to edit our original prompt. So we're going to start again. I'm going to delete this one. Write me a sales email selling my automation coach tutorials. Similar prompt, and again, it's going to give me quite a generic reply. Now, in the last time, what we did is we asked it to make it more concise and remove the, what did we do? We removed, it's not done it this time. I think we removed something, but let's just say make it more concise and make it more casual. So last time we hit reply here. This time we're not going to do that. This time what we're going to do, and we're going to actually edit this original prompt here. And you can see there's this pencil button that comes up called edit message. So this time I've edited my prompt to say, make it concise and casual. And if I hit send, it will give me the reply again, but taking into account this edit. And you can cycle through the different responses. And you can edit this many times. So now we can say, position it towards marketing. And basically you're doing the same thing as you did when replying, asking for an edit, but this time you're editing the original prompt. There's various value to this, the different approaches. Usually replying is simpler, but if you're going to do that again and again and again 1,000 times, it can be difficult, and you might prefer to edit this so that you can copy it and use it in fresh threads and have a perfect prompt. Eventually, you're trying to work towards this frame approach, which in a previous video I talked about, which is a sort of framework to getting the perfect prompt. And you should remember frame, focus, role, audience, message, and expression, some of which you'll notice now in this prompt here. We've got the focus, write me a sales email. We've got the context here, and we've got some expression, making it concise and casual. And we also have an audience. So it's not quite in the perfect order, but it does cover some of these bases. The only thing we haven't added here is the role. So that's a different way that you can iterate your prompt. And again, once you've done that and got the perfect reply, you can then leverage this context every single time by using this thread again and again and again to do your work for you. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please consider coming to my school, which is an online tutorial platform and community where I'm teaching people how to use AI in their jobs and to protect your jobs from being automated. Here you can see this video that you've been watching is part of the ChatGPT Beginner to Pro course, which is free, and you can come into here and watch all the different videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.